welcome to TORIA'S Promise, the place where we learn life lessons that help to navigate us for the future. This story I'm about to tell you has lessons embedded in them on many levels. Let's see whether you'll be able to fish out the lessons from the story. You'll let me know in the comment section. So, Alicia was a very beautiful girl, born to her parents 25 years ago. She attended primary school, secondary school, where she met her very best friend, Sissy. They met and they just fell in love with each other. They just connected. The connection was so strong from the very first time they met. And that friendship continued, and it continued, and it continued. The heart of man is desperately wicked. You know who you love, but you don't know who loves you. It is not everyone who calls you friend, and offers you a hug here and a kiss there that is your friend. Even Judas stabbed Jesus in the back. Even Brutus. You know the story of Julius Caesar and Brutus, who stabbed Julius Caesar. Brutus stabbed Julius Caesar in the back, and Julius Caesar told him, "Brutus, you have murdered sleep. You will sleep no more." And that is what happened to Sissy. Well, whether she slept or not, me, I don't know. But what she did to Alicia, oh Lord, was deplorable. So they went to secondary school, went to the same university, even though they studied different courses, but their friendship continued, and everybody knew how friendly they are. Oh, it was a friendship to admire. And then they finished their university, and they went off to do their youth service and all that. My Nigerian followers, or watch, well, congregation, or is it audience, will know what I mean when I say youth service. For my international audience, youth service is a service that you provide to the country when you leave university. That service is for 1 year. They send you to a random state, whichever state in Nigeria, where you go and serve the nation for 1 year. It's called National Youth Service, NYSC. Every graduate goes through that service. So they were posted to different states, and they had their youth service. And while Alicia was posted to the north, and that was where she met Derek, handsome Derek, fine boy Derek. Oh, in fact, they fell in love at first sight. Derek just was swept off his feet. It's always the woman who is swept off her feet, but this time around it was Derek who was swept off his feet when he saw this slender, dark, beautiful, ebony hair flowing, everything. Oh, everything was giving. The hair was giving what it was giving. The body was giving what it was. Alicia was a lovely, lovely girl. And so they started the relationship. He met her when he came to do something in the States, but meanwhile he lives in Lagos. And from then on, where Alicia was serving became his second home. Every weekend he was always coming. Their love story was like that one in Mills and Bone. You remember Mills and Bone? Did you read Mills and Bone? I was an addict of Mills and Bone. I love love stories. I love love. I love the idea of love. It was a serious relationship. Sissy was serving in another state, so she never really met Derek. She met Derek much later, after their youth service, And Alicia wasn't the type to keep secrets. She was just a nice, pure, wonderful person, thinking everybody was like her. But in life, we know when we know. So they continued their relationship, And then she finished her youth service, and oh, was Derek glad. He was so happy that his one and only, his sugar pawpaw, his beautiful angel was coming to join him in Lagos. Hey! In fact, he went that weekend. He went to pick her, you know, after everything was set for her in Lagos. And then he came, and then he now properly met Sissy, Alicia's best friend, you know. Hey. The moment Sissy set eyes on Derek, come and see stars in her eyes. She tried to hide it. Her friend Alicia didn't really notice, but she fell in love with him. Somebody else's man. Anyway, they continued. Derek didn't want to waste any time. He didn't want to miss Alicia. He didn't want to, you know, the proposal was magic. Come and see this proposal. And he co-opted Sissy to help him plan, you know, a magical proposal. And she did, you know, trying to give Derek one eye or one. I don't know whether Derek noticed though, whether he noticed or not. I don't know. If he noticed, then he was being very gentlemanly about it. But he didn't just give her eye. And then they fixed. He proposed. It was magical. She was swept off her feet. Everything was going well. Everything was going nice. If only it had ended well. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? Are you guessing what I'm guessing? Let me know your thoughts. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. So that was how the thing continued. But like I said, the heart of man is desperately wicked. While Alicia was happy, jumping up and down, she was going to get married and everything. Meanwhile, Sissy, still, she had a boyfriend, but he hadn't proposed. We didn't know what was happening and all that. But she just kept, you know, kept her eye on Derek, her friend's fiance. And then she had concocted this plan. Should I call it a mega plan? To be executed on the day of the bridal shower. Do you know what happened? So on the day of the bridal shower, it was nice, a nice party, everything. They had finished dancing and all that. Sissy managed to get Alicia drunk. Not first level drunk, not second level drunk. In fact, fifth level drunk. The girl was drunk like a skunk. And then Sissy now took Alicia. You know, they were supposed to be going home. Nobody knew what happened. The other bridesmaids had sauntered off. They didn't know what was happening. And then Sissy took Alicia, guided Alicia, guided her. They had it in a very lovely hotel, in the, you know, very lovely hotel. That was where they had that was the venue of the spinster's bridal shower. So she took Alicia, guided her, led her to a room. Alicia entered this room. She didn't know what was happening, you know. She was drunk. She wasn't privy to what was happening. And then Sissy left her in that room. Fast forward to the next morning. Alicia woke up. Now, you know, still heavy-eyed and all that, but she noticed she was naked, and she noticed this guy lying down beside her. She thought it was Derek. She looked and she got up in shock. It wasn't Derek. This guy had no resemblance to Derek. This was a different person. She had never met this person before. She looked down. She didn't have one item of clothing on her. She was naked. Hey! She was like, oh my God, what is happening? She was like in limbo. She didn't know what was going on. And then she woke the guy. I was asking the guy, what's going on? What am I doing here? The guy too was like, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Quickly, in fact, she was just scattered. She wore her clothes quickly, and her friend knew what was going on. So at that precise moment, as she bolted out of the door, lo and behold, who was in front of the door? It was Sissy and Derek. Alicia she stormed out of the room, her shoes, clutching her shoes, her bag, her dress was still half worn, the zip was still down, trying to get out as fast as she didn't know what was happening. The guy was still dazed, And then as she burst out of the room, she saw Derek and Sissy. Sissy was like, where have you been? I've been looking around for you. What is the problem? Where did you go? I left you here. Before I knew it, you were gone. Lo and behold, she didn't know what was happening. She was lost. And then Derek, as they were talking, the stranger, if we can call him that, came out of the room, still clutching the, that bed sheet, the bed sheet from the hotel bed. And the guy was like, what's going on? What's happening? Hey! Derek's world collapsed around him. The guy he didn't know whether to cry, or whether to scream, or whether to shout. His world had collapsed around him. He just walked off. He walked away. And there was Sissy, looking at her friend, eyeing her up and down, and she hissed. The hiss was so long. And she quickly ran after Derek. Derek, wait for me. What kind of rubbish is this? And Alicia was left there. Alicia, gathering herself. She didn't know what was happening. It was like the ground should swallow her. She ran after Derek, begging, crying. Sissy pretended to be begging Derek, for her, with her. Pretending. That's, it's all about pretense. And that was it. Derek walked away. Alicia went to beg Derek. He didn't want to hear anything. He didn't want to hear anything she had to say. The hurt was too much. The pain was too much. And then she went home. She cried. She begged. She prayed. She didn't know what was happening. She She was too ashamed to even tell her mother what was happening. And Sissy, her best friend, who was supposed to be on her side, was even nowhere to be found. After a couple of days, Sissy now came to her. And Alicia was like, Sissy, but you were there. You are my maid of honor. You are supposed to have my back. You are supposed to protect me. Sissy was like, but I tried. I tried to protect you. I didn't know where you were. I didn't know where you went. But it just went like that. After a week or two, Alicia summoned up courage. Excuse me. Alicia summoned up courage, went to look for Derek. And she knocked on the door. As the door opened, lo and behold, who opened the door? I'm sure you can guess. Can you girls? It was Sissy, still wearing her nightgown. And then Alicia heard a voice. Who is that? Derek came behind Sissy. If you were Sissy, or if you were Alicia, what would you do, or what would you have done? Tell me, please. Tell us. Share your thoughts in the comment section. That was how the relationship got grounded, though. There was no marriage, no relationship, no wedding. All the money that was spent, buy wedding gown, wedding flower, wedding this, wedding that, everything just petered out like that. What happened between Derek and Sissy? I don't know. Maybe there will be a part 2. I don't know. Watch out for part 2. But drop your comments in the comment section. If you were Alicia, what would you do to Sissy? How would you handle the situation? Let us know in the comment section. Right. Thank you for watching. See you next time. I am TORIA'S. God bless you.